begin the speaking test, could you please tell me your full name?
My name is Sandeep Paul. You can call me Sandeep.
Okay, Sandeep, where are you from?
I'm from Chittagong, in a place called Baragare, which is 2 kilometers away from Kulchok.
Do you like your hometown?
I do like my hometown, especially because of the people living there. They are very friendly, and they share a lot of stuff with us. Anything related to their personal stuff,
Yeah.
and as well as public stuff that they share with each other.
Okay. Is there anything that you dislike about your hometown?
Yeah, there are a lot of things that I dislike about my hometown. I think the first thing is the pollution that there is in my hometown. People don't care about the nature, the environment that they're living in. They just throw garbage anywhere. They do not care about cleanliness. I think that's the major problem that I see.
How can this problem be resolved?
We can resolve through public awareness. I guess people there are not knowledge enough, not smart enough to know the hampers that is caused due to these pollutions. I think the public awareness can improve these sort of things.
Okay, now let's talk about flowers. Do you like to have flowers in your home?
Well, since I'm allergic to flowers, I do not like flowers in my home. But if even if my mom gets a flower at home, I usually try my best to avoid that flower.
Okay. Do people of your age like flowers?
Well, I guess it depends on the interest that the person has. But as far as I know, generally girls like flowers more than boys. Since I've got a lot of friends who are boys, I've never seen any of them talk about flowers. But the girls that I talk to usually tends to talk about flowers a lot.
Okay. On what occasions do people give flower in your country?
Well, in occasions like festivals and special events such as Valentine's Day and even in Christmas. These sort of events are usually in which usually people give flowers to each other.
Okay. Have you ever given flower to a girl?
It's kind of a personal question, but I think I can give an honest answer to that because I've never given any flower to anyone. In fact, not just a girl.
Would you like to give a flower to a girl?
Actually, no, I'm not interested in giving flowers to a girl. I guess instead of flower, I can give gifts of their interest because I really don't see any benefits of giving a flower to a girl.
Okay, let's talk about the importance of flower in your culture. Are flowers important in your culture?
I believe that flowers are important in our culture because they represent the type of culture that we have. Different flower represents different culture. It even represents our own country. Our national flower is rhododendron, which represents the whole country. So yeah, I think flowers have a significance in terms of defining a culture.
Okay. Where do people in your country go to buy flowers?
I think the answer is quite obvious because many places don't usually sell flowers. It's usually nurseries or some shops, some religious shops are those places where people buy flowers. I personally haven't gone to any places to where I can buy flowers because as I said, I don't like flowers. But I've heard people say that they go to a place where a nursery or a religious shop where they can buy these sort of things.
Okay. Let's move on to speaking part 2. In this part, I'm giving you a topic card. You'll get exactly 1 minute to prepare yourself. After that, you have to speak for 2 minutes. Did you understand it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I do.
This is the topic card.
Thank you.
Your time starts now. Okay, you can start now.
So I'm not interested in meetings, but I have been to one meeting recently, which was held in my school, in my college, in my 12th grade. It was held inside my school hall. We talked. There were 5 people there, including 2 of my teachers and 2 of my friends. We were there to talk about our exhibition, science exhibition and robotics competition. Teachers, the 2 teachers that were there were to help us to discuss on our future plans, on how we are going to build the project and how we're going to execute it. We had a clear plan, so there was nothing much to talk about in the meeting. So we just talked about how we were going to implement it. So since we already had a plan, so we talked about those sort of things, those plans on how we're going to execute it. I think I remember this meeting especially because it was held recently, and I've not been to too many meetings. But especially because it was fun. We get to talk about a lot of our interests to share. We got to share a lot of our interested stuff, like on what we're going to build during the science exhibition. And I guess I remember it because we even won the competition in the science exhibition, as well as in robotics competition. We won the competition, so that was quite exciting. I think that's the reason I remember this meeting.
Let's move on to discussion part. In this part, I'm going to ask you questions about going to meetings. What are the different types of meeting people often go?
There are different types of meetings. Some of them are school meetings. Even in school meetings, there are, I guess, two types of meetings, like parents' meetings inside the school and teachers' meetings. They usually talk about stuff like stuff those students and their children do in those meetings. And I guess some of the meetings are business meeting and international meetings.
Okay. Some people say that no one likes going to meeting. What do you think?
Well, it does depend on the interest of the person, if the person is outgoing or not, and if the person is social or not. So some people might not be good with talking with people. So it does depend on those sort of things. Personally, I think most people will try to avoid going to meetings because I believe that it's kind of useless just going to the meeting if you're not just interested in it.
Why can it sometimes be important to attend a meeting?
Well, during meetings there are lots of things that they talk about, important discussions that they do. Especially during business meetings, they have to talk about how they will upgrade their business, how they will promote their business, how they can take it to the next level. So I think in those sort of meetings, when it's about business, when it's about international, when it's about world leaders, I think it's important for people to have meetings because they talk about the future of their company, of their country. So yeah, I think it's important.
Do you think meetings between international leaders will become more frequent in the future?
Well, I believe these sort of meetings won't be that frequent in the future because of the development in technology, especially internet. I think these sort of meetings will be held through internet mediums, like online mediums, through which it will be a lot easier for them because there won't be any concern of security, as I said before, which is a major concern. So I think it will be less frequent for international leaders to have in-person meetings. But however, saying that, I don't think that in-person meetings will disappear at all.
Thank you, Sandeep. This concludes your speaking days.
Thank you, sir.